Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom, week 32. Also, the only reason why that number is so high, by the way, Tower of Doom used to be once every 4 weeks. Now it is once every 11, and they still haven't made any adjustment to it. They said they were considering something when campaigns first came out and, you know, World Event became like the thing that happens almost every week. However, they have not actually done anything, so now it's only once every 11 weeks. So we get the event very exceedingly rarely. With that being said, we're probably going to max out the event and try to get almost the entirety of it done tonight. Maybe even the entirety of it done tonight, we'll see. Yeah, we're actually going to go all the way to tier 6 as far as buying up. Of course, as I mentioned earlier in the video, we do have a new weapon on tier 4 as per usual. It's a very useless tier weapon. It's like that dagger type of Doom weapon. I would still advise getting it. If there was any point to go to in Tower of Doom, it would be to go to tier 4, which costs 500 gems. You get yourself the Doom weapon. You also get a bunch of Forge Scrolls along the way. There's also plenty enough to end up helping out your guild if your entire guild was to do that many. However, we're actually going to buy all the way to tier 8 this time around. This gives us 14 extra of those scrolls. Some other things that we won't need to buy later as well. And it's mostly done for the scrolls, more so than anything. So let's go and get them. I haven't always done that in the past, but I actually will be going forward just because these events happen so absurdly rarely as far as like the time frame in between. So I do actually want to go max it out. Anyways, and of course you can infinitely buy the final tier. However, I do not intend to do so. Well, I think we're good to go. Alright, so now that we have all that out of the way, we have all of our battles, and we have enough battles to go win the whole thing if we so choose. Don't believe I'm going to, but I don't know, we'll see. We might be able to get the whole thing done this stream, we'll see. First things first, let's start off with the team. We're going to be doing guard for a lot of the earlier section. Might even replace out weapon initially, just because we're not actually going to need that much damage. It'll be slightly quicker to not have it. Oh yeah, we don't actually need this kind of setup this week, do we? Oh here, have some seasons. But what we need right now is pure armor. Okay, so we got our guard set up. Just got to paste that into the team. Oh yeah, I need to figure out what on earth we actually need to do battle-wise. Thank you, guild, for keeping track. Let's see, and Isabel's been posting it. I think someone else did the initial scouting, but Isabel's been keeping up on it, so greatly appreciated. Did we ever scout that one? One of them didn't know what that one room was. I assume so, based on the fact that the info is not a question mark anymore. Because I saw that earlier this morning. I accidentally forgot what one of the rooms was. That's all good. Okay. Also, we're probably going to be skipping haste. We bought enough sigils that I'm pretty sure we could skip every single haste. That's one nice benefit of buying a little bit deeper, is I'm pretty sure we could just completely skip every haste room. So, of course, the way that Tower of Doom works, for any of you that might be a little bit newer to the game, so it's once every 11 weeks in the current state of game. That's not what I wanted. And essentially, there will be 4 rooms that you can choose from. You do not want to use your sigil at every single one of these rooms. Sigils, unlike, even though a lot of the battles you see here are the same ones you get in Underworld for the most part, except for these over here, which are different. But even though these battles over here are very similar, you know, literally just plopped from Underworld, this is not like the Underworld. If you use a sigil, it is consumed per room rather than per floor. So every single individual battle we do here will consume a sigil. This is beneficial and non-beneficial. The beneficial thing about this is your team gets fully healed every single time between each battle. So on a given floor, you do not need to worry about like losing troops or anything similar to that, because you know you just get completely reset. That also means you could use a completely different team. Like I could use a different team for this one compared to what I use for that one if I so choose. Normally you're using the same thing, but you know you can adjust if you wanted to. That's not the case for Underworld. In Underworld, any deaths that you take across a floor stay the whole time, and you can't change your team. However, it only costs 1 sigil to do the entirety of the floor, so taking every single room is beneficial. And here it is not beneficial to take every single room. You want to communicate with your guild where all the better rooms are. Those better rooms include haste, which give you your sigil back, which might seem like it's doing nothing because you're spending 1 sigil to get 1 sigil. However, it gives you... it moves you closer to getting Valraven, which gives you 2 sigils, so it has value there. Power. Power ends up giving you stats. Gives +1 to each one of these. Not to the bigger number, but to the smaller number down there. So for example, if we get 6 more of them, we'll get an additional armor. But if we get 10 more of them, we'll also get an additional magic, as well as additional everything else at that point. So it gives 1 to that smaller number, not the bigger number. But it gives it to all 4 of them simultaneously. So you're technically getting 4 total. but to the lower number there, which eventually gives you a bigger one to give you slightly more stats. It does have quite a bit of a diminishing return, but you do generally want to take them. Luck gives you 2 Doom kills. So Doom kills are needed for 2 things. One is to get all of the stages done, so it gives you +2 to that. And it also influences leaderboard. Leaderboard for this mode is absurdly bad. However, it does exist. There is indeed a leaderboard there. But the payout's pretty bad, so you don't really need to worry about that much. Anyways, aside from that, there's Fireball and Heroism. So Fireball is, they're both very similar. They're actually so important, the game even tells you how many you have over here. Also to tell you how many you have as a resource, since they you maintain them. But Fireball basically allows you to clear out any room instantaneously. So if this was a room we wanted done, we could just instantly click it done and boom, it's good to go. Heroism's the same thing, but it's for the entire floor. One thing to note about Heroism, even though you still get loot for the final room here, which gives you the Doom and everything up to 25, it does not give you the loot from the side room. So if there's any side room loot, like let's say this one had another Heroism in it, or a Fireball or something, you would want to go do that room first and then do the Heroism on the final floor, because it doesn't give you the loot for these 4. Fireball will, so if you Fireball this and it had something good, you know, you get the loot for it. However, if you Heroism the final room, you only get the loot from the final room, you do not get the loot from the other 4. But if you Fireball one of these 4, you do get the loot for doing so. And basically, you want to complete up to floor 25, as in until that says floor 26, basically. The reason for this is the first 25 floors give you an additional Forge Scroll. These things that cost so much, like if you want to infinitely buy them, it's like 166 gems each. So yeah, getting 25 of them for free, just for doing the mode. Also, I believe your free battles can actually do it if your guild was scouted. Maybe not. It might be a little bit short. But if you bought to tier 4, I know for sure you can end up doing it with that. So if you did end up going for tier 4, you can get all 25 of them, as well as everything that you got along the way. Anyways, let's go and do this. So, that's not what I wanted. I keep clicking the wrong thing. Let's see. So we need to go do 3, because I will be skipping every haste since we bought a bit deeper. I don't think we're actually going to need them. Let's see. Hopefully I have this on copy paste. I do. Perfect. I do want to change out Shield of Urskia initially here. I'm gonna go for some kind of explodey weapon. Not sure which, but something. I don't know. Abro Crystal? I guess it doesn't really matter much, does it? Actually, kind of does based on our banner. Here, have a have Cobalt Wand, I guess. It really doesn't matter too much what we go here. All I needed to do is just not be brown for now. We will be switching to a brown-related build for it. However, at this current moment in time, we do not need that much extra damage. Anyways, hello everyone! Hope all of you guys been doing well. Hello, NASA. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Bill. Hello, Gimli. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Genki. Also, Genki, really funny thing. When I was getting the thumbnail updated thing, because, you know, YouTube can, I'm pretty sure you do it too, where it, like, takes the info from, like, one of your previous streams. Obviously, Tower of Doom happens once every 11 weeks, so I had to scroll all the way back to 11 weeks ago. It has been so long since we've done Ring Fit Adventure. It was, like, around the same time when we had last Tower of Doom. Maybe that's a sign we need to go and continue the series. Because I do intend to finish that game, I just haven't been lately. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, literally, last Tower of Doom was pretty much the last time I played Ring Fit Adventure. I do intend to finish that series, though. Hello, Mister. Hello, Supernova. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Roman. Hello, Ricardo. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Chad. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Henry. Hello, Clip Bomb. Hello, hello, Roman. Hello, Lester and Lisa. Hello. Trying to find a thing. Hello, spam bots. Let's see. Hello, King. Hello, Sushi Ninja. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you mentioned it the other day as well. I know Genki's the one who's probably asked, like, the most out of anyone. I'm pretty sure. That and Genki's chat, oddly enough. Because I know I got asked, like, multiple times on our birthday stream by people in chat. Let's see. Your team score is close to 20,000. Also, is it possible to get to 20,000? I would assume the answer is yes. However, I am not 100% familiar with absolutely every single thing that makes it go up. Because one thing that does is your hero level. So if someone has, like, a really high hero level, they'll actually have a higher thing than me. Also, anyone who spends money to get kingdom power levels, if you have like level 30 kingdoms, you might also have higher than me, because if I'm not mistaken, power levels do. You missed something. You heard your name. Oh, I was talking about Ring Fit Adventure. The last time I was getting the thumbnail thing to update the stream, and the last time we did Ring Fit Adventure was pretty much the last time we had a Tower of Doom in Gems of War. Let's see. A double haste. Too bad I don't need haste. We got room number 3 on floor 3. As you can see, we're getting a Doom every single time we kill out that final room. But more importantly, every single time we kill out that final room, we're getting a yellow Forge Scroll. Those very elusive things that supposedly exist to some degree. But it sure doesn't feel like it, that's for sure. Oh wait, I'm using the wrong build right now. Not the wrong build as in my team is wrong, but the wrong build as in my Harpy Mage should not be there. It does need to be there later. However, for right now, it is actually better for it to be down here. Though luckily, unlike a faction, we can change our team immediately here, because every single one is individual. Yes, it's been that long. It's been like 10 weeks. Because there are 11-week gap between each other. There we go, much better. This makes it a little bit easier to get our mana. The reason I had it the other way around is once we get deeper, we're going to want to have Harpy Mage further up. But it's only relevant if we want a multi-caster. If our intention is to only cast her once, which at these earlier battles is the case, then... Why is there so much haste? It's literally just all haste. But, in case we want to, well, for later on, we're going to need multicast off her. But for the earlier battles, we can just cast her once and we're good to go. So it doesn't make any sense to block our mana there. Let's see. We'll throw that down. What's the max floor on Tower of Doom? I don't believe there is one. Does anyone know if it goes beyond 100? I'm pretty sure it just never ends. It doesn't stop. It stops scaling at 25. Like the battle you take for 25, 26, 27, so forth. They're all actually the same difficulty. It doesn't infinitely scale the difficulty like some other game modes do. However, I don't believe the floor number ever stops. I am pretty sure. But the difficulty ramping stops at 25. Which is, you know, when you get the final scroll. The difficulty does not actually get any higher than the final point in which you get your final scroll that you need. So even though you're not really getting much value going further, the difficulty also doesn't increase. So it's not annoying like some other modes that do that. So if you did want to keep going, it's not going to keep getting harder. Which makes it a little bit quicker to, you know, keep going if you wanted to. Not like super quick because the stats are still pretty high up there. But, quicker than if they went to all 1,000 stats, that's for sure. Okay, we got, finally, we got some other room that isn't, haste. So we got a lucky here, so we will end up taking that. Any notable pets to buy out because of kingdoms being, starved of pets? Meaning too many cosmetics or just not enough? I'm not sure the full list of relevant ones in that regard. I know when they're upcoming, like, you know, when it actually happens. But I'm not sure an actual list of, like, every single one where it's, like, required to buy them out because of, you know, cosmetic pets or some other weird shenanigan. Normally I figure it out as it happens. I don't try to preemptively figure it out normally. Like, the most recent pet we maxed out, what cosmetic one was that? I don't even remember now. But we needed it for a kingdom upgrade, so I was like, oh, let's go get it. Oh, no, I didn't. I did it because it was, no, actually I didn't. The most recent pet was actually, a treasure hunt one. So I didn't actually do it for necessarily kingdom upgrading purposes, though it did help with that. But I did it more so because it was extra turns for treasure hunt. Like 3 extra turns. Which is something we haven't really need to utilize since, because we haven't really had a Monday event. Though I definitely need to mention it, whenever we do get that Monday event. You're blocked on pets on all before kingdoms. Yeah, it's definitely a factor. I don't believe I currently am anywhere selectively, but it's definitely very possible to hit that point. Also, speaking of that, we're almost at the point where we need to double cast this. That or switch to Urskia's Shield, which I think will be the first change we make to this team then. We'll actually make it after this battle. I don't want to make it yet because this battle we should still be able to one-shot. But the final battle will have enough durability that we won't. So I'm going to go grab Urskia's Shield then.
So already pretty early that we need a switch, but it'll be fine. Oh, it's already not killing. Ah, okay. I thought we'd have enough there. Apparently not. Unfortunate. We'll throw down our mana. Oh, I got submerged. No. Luckily, that does clean up. That's why he's here. Yeah, that's the unlock. Double check that was the only thing. Pretty sure it was, yeah. Not even a haste. Now we'll take out this room. Actually, I think we will do the entirety of Tower of Doom this stream. I wasn't sure at first, but I think we're definitely going to. Oh, I forgot to change my team. Whoops. I'm gonna switch it. You want Urskia shield into keep everything else as is. So as far as 7, we only need to. Oh, also I forgot to mention, do not copy what I'm the rooms I'm doing. This is different per guild. So unless you're in my guild, do not copy the exact rooms we're doing, as yours will be completely different than whatever I'm doing, unless you happen to also be in my guild, which I know some of you are, but you know, most of you aren't. So do be mindful that, yeah, you should not be doing the exact rooms as me. Every single individual guild has different rooms for it, so you do want to communicate with your guild what those rooms are. It requires the most amount of communication of any mode, and honestly, I kind of like that. I'm normally not big on like those social aspects in games like this, but I feel like for a mode like this, it kind of works out. Because they don't overdo it. It's not like you need it to like min-max like farm end game or something. Because I really hate when a game's structure is like the most viable way to farm is to do like group activities related things. Like I really hate that. Actually, I learned that Diablo Immortal is actually set up like that, which is absolutely awful. And it's like also like ultra ridiculously pay to win. But aside from that, what I hate about it is like the best way to farm is doing like those social aspects, like group raids kind of things. I really hate that. But for a mode like this, like a side one-off mode, or even if they add like another 1 or 2 of these, I don't mind that at all. It's actually kind of nice because it forces you to have to communicate with your guild. Well, you don't have to. You can still choose to do it without it, but it will cost you a lot more sigils doing so. Also, I like how I got Urskia shield. Yeah, I don't even cast Urskia shield. I do that so often. It's one of the reasons I try not to run Urskia shield builds too often, even though I just still mention them. They're really good, but I just have a habit of just always forgetting to cast it before I do my ability, which kind of defeats the point of even being there. Oh, sorry, Chad. What was your question? Let me scroll back up. Hello. It's been a while with legendary troops. If any can be classed close to Zugoff in terms of mechanics and usefulness. Been a while. I'm not sure about legendary troops, but there was actually a mythic added that's still available right now in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. The Wild King. It is a great alternative to Zugoff. We were actually we showed a team of it. We were messing around with it this weekend. We showed the team in the Monday video, but it is really good. Like insanely good. Like it can keep up with and even outspeed at times, though not consistently, but it can outspeed Zugoff. But unfortunately, it's a mythic, not a legend, though it is in drop table right now. Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest. It is the only mythic in the drop table for today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, all the way until Friday reset. But if you don't get that, pretty much any of the double converters, Divinish Ball Aquilon's probably the most noteworthy one. If you're looking for like skull spam that's legend only. It's still among one of the stronger legend only teams. My absolute favorite is Yagwe Queen Titania. However, Yagwe Queen Titania isn't skull related. But it is one of the highest spell damage teams in the game as far as physical spell damage. Yeah, Wild King's actually great for Tower of Doom. I am going to be running him a little bit later. I'm starting with Urskia Shield for now. Or not Urskia Shield, I mean, well, technically Urskia Shield. You know, I'm starting with Guard's Avatar into Urskia Shield. Or more so Urskia Shield into Guard's Avatar. However, we will be changing to Wild King once we get a little bit deeper. Basically, once this team stops working, we're going to go switch to Wild King. First, we need to actually get there, though. Because as long as this is still one-shotting, or even two-shotting, it's still kind of worthwhile. We obviously are going to reach a point where it stops doing that, though. Probably around, like, 13, I want to say. 12, 13. Maybe even a bit sooner than that. I know in Underworld, it normally stops at 10. Which I guess the equivalence here would be 20. I mean, not 20, I mean, in Underworld, it normally stops at 100, which would be 10 in this mode, is what I meant to say. Okay, wow, we have so much useless haste in all this. Where's all of our heroisms? Did we not get a single one? We don't get a heroism until like the exact moment we pretty much need to use a heroism. That's kind of funny. Because realistically, you normally use hero. If your goal is only to do 25th completion, you normally use your heroism on 25, then 24, so on and so forth, working down from there. Yeah, we get a heroism on 23, and then we use it on 25. And the fireballs will save for 23 and 24. Anyways, where were we? What room are we even on? We're on number 10. We're almost halfway there, though technically we're not halfway there because obviously it scales upwards as we go deeper. We need room number 4. But yeah, we will be switching to Wild King in probably like 5-10 minutes from now, I would say. Because this team should be falling off like any floor now. But until it does, I do want to keep using it. I think pretty sure it's like the last or second to last floor we can get away with it on. At least until it starts slowing down in speed. Because technically we can keep going as long as it double shots. The problem is double shotting is slower than single. Oh, okay, we're already at that point. At least we had to Doom one anyways. I think we'll do it one more floor and then switch. Thank you, Isabel, for taking care of the bots. Not sure why they're all here, but they found us. It's kind of weird because the bots seem to go in like waves, where there's like a different bot of the month. And the most recent last month has been that particular one. There's also a new one that spams the comment sections that a lot of you probably haven't seen. Because at least YouTube, when it does it for that, normally catches it pretty quickly. Sometimes it lingers around for a little bit. But normally YouTube system is actually pretty quick at getting those. Though it's very bad at handling those instant ones in a stream. You want to know how much time you have on the game? Which game? Gems of War tells you. Oh, well, if you play on the PC version. We have 13,746 hours. That does not count how much we played on mobile, though that's not too big of a number. It also doesn't count all the other accounts. If you put those into considerations, we're definitely over 15,000 hours. However, if you're looking for just a solid number, we are at 13,746 hours. That's such a big number. Big old number. But you know what? I actually want to do it this order. These will mana accumulate better that way. And just in case we don't have enough damage, I think we already do, but just to make sure. Alright, and this will be the last time we run this team. And then we'll go switch into Wild King, which is still on drop table right now. Highly advise getting it if you have any keys laying around. And if you don't by the end of this week, that's not too big a deal. You can just wait, accumulate 4,000 diamonds, get them in Soulforge. By the time, if you started saving diamonds now, even if you had 0, if you started saving diamonds now, by the time it's going to be in Soulforge, you will probably have enough diamonds to get them. So even if you have 0, you can still get Wild King. Start preemptively planning for it. And just save every diamond for him. I would still say getting double Iron Hawk's a little bit higher priority. However, this new Mythic's still pretty high priority. Not as high as Iron Hawk, but still very high. Oh yeah, I would like one win option, please. Oh yeah, we definitely need to go switch our team. Starting to noticeably slow down. Though it's also because you got a revive there, though. Which a team like this doesn't clean up as nicely. It has the one skull spam troop for that, but, you know, it doesn't always. And sometimes they get, like, a double revive or something similar. Anyways, let me go change my team. So, I might adjust this team, too. Obviously, I didn't actually get to test this in Tower of Doom yet. That's what we're doing now. But we're going to be doing this weird build. Manuscript's actually pretty good. I was mentioning when it came out a while back that it has potential to be very broken. And this is one of those instances where it's not necessarily going to be broken, but it's going to be some pretty good value. The main reason being is it gains 4 mana back and it gains enchant, which are both very beneficial things. And that's on top of the mana accumulation. That's not even counting. It's getting 6 mana back by doing, not even counting its mana accumulation. It's just simply getting 6 back. None of that's related to its explosion. It just simply gets 6 of it back. So it's almost always going to get full mana back, or at least a very good amount, as you can see right there. Which unfortunately is not full there, but very close. So it's going to take a yellow. Let me spam this down. Get a billion damage value. Do it again. Get a billion value. Do it again. Get a billion value. Let's see. And let's see. We need more yellow, so we'll do that with a billion blesses. Do that. Get a poke. There we go. Also, hey, Ishtar is not useless. Remember that troop that came out like years ago that had like no purpose whatsoever? It has a purpose. Though I'm pretty sure we could use like any yellow mana accumulator. Just there's not too many yellow mana accumulators that are also a yellow themselves. So he fits that role pretty well, if nothing else. Because if we're looking for a yellow mana accumulator, he's definitely not the best out there. But if we're looking for a yellow mana accumulator that's usable on yellow day, or you know, yellow restriction, then he's actually kind of okay for that. Let's just get book up. We're gonna get a lot of mana off of that. Like as you can see, we got guaranteed full mana there. Well, not guaranteed, but you know, he has a lot of its mana back. That's a pure miss. Unfortunately, we do not have a way to freeze on this team, so if we do miss, we're in a little bit of an unfortunate situation. It's gonna be scarier the deeper we go. At the moment, it's not as big a deal. That's still a factor. Alright, let's go for that again. Could have maybe added more yellows first, but I think we're fine. We'll add more yellows now. Get another poke, and he's dead. What troop? What troop are you referring to? The final troop. It creates yellow based on how many blesses there are on the team. And that one thing that has Perpetual Yellow Storm gives you bless to all allies. We haven't actually cast it yet. But this gives bless to all yellow allies, which is almost our entire team. And Ishtara does gems based on bless. Unfortunately, it doesn't boost on itself. So even if your entire team is blessed, the most you could do is 12. Realistically, in the build we're doing right now, it's going to be getting 11 gems. 11 gems not a super small amount, though. Troop from the old days? Yeah, Ishtara. It came out like a couple years ago, but never really had much of a purpose. I'm pretty sure this is the only time I've realistically used it in a team where it is our best option. Or not our best option on our team, but you know. Like, we weren't just using it on the team for the sake of trying to use it. We're using it on our team because it's actually good. This is probably the first time it's ever been used for such a purpose. At least to us, anyways. Like, there's some weird builds you can kind of do with it to kind of make it viable, but I feel like you're more so just doing it to try to use it, more so than, you know, it actually being viable for something. I feel like in this team, it's actually kind of viable, based on the restriction that we have. So I'm going to do that to get a bunch of bless, so we get a bunch more yellow there, and then we just poke him out. Unfortunately, that was an extra turn, but we just poke him one more time. Also, if we take a death here, it actually does not matter. This game mode does not penalize you at all for deaths. As long as you win, you get the full amount of loot. As long as Valraven doesn't escape and you win the battle, it will give you the full amount of loot. Alright, we need battle number 2, and that's the only one we need here. Oh, so technically, we're halfway there. Though kind of not halfway, because they do scale up in stats. So even though we're numerically halfway, I would say 15 is probably a little bit closer to halfway. That's because the later battles do take a little bit longer due to the increased stats. Though not much longer. It's definitely a mode that, for a weekly, is actually relatively quick. It's among one of the quicker weeklies, assuming your guild has scouting under control. Because we're going to have the entire event done by Monday, pretty much. Which is kind of funny that it would get done that quick. But, we're pretty much already done with it. Hey, if I go check my guild thing, I think we only need like 200 more Doom kills or something. Of which we'll be supplying like 20-ish of them. But, yeah, we only need 140 more, basically. Well, technically 138. Of which I will probably be covering at least another like 10, 15-ish. Depends on how many luckies there are. Definitely at least 12, because we're going to 25. Okay, so room number 13. We did the only room of value here other than haste. Let's move forward. $4,028 hours in 2 years. That's still quite a lot. Yeah, this game definitely eats up a lot of time. But I really don't mind it. It's one of those like long-term games that's set up in a way that is actually really good. Like, I wish more free-to-play games were like Gems of War. I would actually play free-to-play more. Because a lot of free-to-play games are way too predatory. Not that Gems of War doesn't also do such things here and there. But, the main thing that makes it, like, bearable is there's only one premium currency. and you can infinitely farm it in the game, which is the main thing that makes Gems of War like actually doable. Like, it is very viable to farm gems in Gems of War. The most viable one being, you know, just the fact Tribute even exists. But also just infinitely doing Treasure Hunt's pretty good for it. Though Tribute's so good that most people don't bother with Treasure Hunt. Earlier on in the game you kind of do. Later on, not so much. Because Tribute just outweighs it so much. Okay, we got a 2 and a 3 here. 2 for power, 3 for the power, for the unlock, I mean. Yeah, the community is definitely the main thing that's kept me around for Gems of War for sure. I have never seen a better community in any game ever than what Gems of War has. And it's always had it too. It's like never not had a good community. Pretty much since day one. Obviously the community's a lot bigger now. But it's always had like some amount. Let's see. We'll take that over. Get another poke. Hopefully it's enough to clear it out. It is up the wrong direction. Should you craft a Nimbus Bow or Staff of Storms? If you had to choose only one, I personally feel like Staff of Storms is stronger. If you had to choose only one. Though I would advise getting both if you can. But if you had to only go for one and only one, Staff of Storms is a little bit better. Because the main use case for it, well, there's 2 of them. But the bigger one is triple finesse into... Gosh, why can I not remember what it's saying? Yeah, triple finesse into Staff of Storms. So that's like its most common build case. However, the reason I say Staff of Storms is you do not have to purely use a Strix team to use Staff of Storms. To use Nimbus Bow, you pretty much have to have 3 times Strix, 4 times Strix. To use Staff of Storms, you do not necessarily need to have a pure Strix team. Like, look at this. This is a Mystic book. I have no Mystics on my team. Hero's not a Mystic. This isn't a Mystic. This isn't a Mystic. And this isn't a Mystic. Not a single thing on my team is Mystic, yet I'm still using Mystic Book. Staff of Storms is kind of similar to that. If you're under a color restriction where its coloration is really viable and there's just not something else that does something better, you can simply go Staff of Storms. Whereas Nimbus Bow, you have to use it with Strix. Like, minimum, you have to have like 3 Strix on your team. Otherwise, it's just not going to be viable. But the books, or the explodey weapons category, you do not need to worry about if you have it or not. Like, I literally have no Mystics, and this is still viable. This is a very niche case for this, though, because it has such a good side effect that it can be used with none of its typing. However, the other thing's not too much different. Like, even if you only had, like, 1 or 2 Strix on your team, you can still get some pretty good value from it. Whereas Nimbus Bow requires 3 or 4, ideally 4. Let's see, which makes it a lot more limited, what you can use it for. Also, the main use case is actually stronger to have Staff of Storms. It's not stronger in an offensive stance, but defensively. Because the main thing that you're using triple finesse Staff of Storms for is Underworld or Nimbus Bow version. And if you end up taking a death, you can resummon with Staff of Storms. Whereas you can't do that with Nimbus Bow. It's a little bit slower because you don't have damage pressure, but it's a lot safer. Its mana accumulation is also more consistent, in case you miss. Is that the only thing we need? We took the 2, we took the 3. Okay, let's move forward. Let's go hand out a code. Actually, I might hand out 2 codes this stream. It's not every day we get to do some Tower of Doom. Plus, we have a lot of spares, so we're actually going to hand out 2 codes. We're going to hand out one more once we clear out this floor, since that's kind of the halfway point. And then we'll hand out another one once we finish out Tower of Doom. Or until we run out of sigils. I'm actually not sure if we have enough sigils. But we'll find out when we get a little deeper. But either when we run out of sigils or finish out the entire thing. So we'll hand out the second one. We'll hand out the next one at the end of this floor. Oh, sorry, Ricardo. Gosh, I'm missing all the questions. Can you shoe up your team? Wait, what? Oh, show. Wait, what do you mean show? Do you want me to post the team code? They're all in the Monday video thingy. These will be quicker just to say that than to try to get to pasting it. Because I would need to go open up the thing and then put it in there. But yeah, they're all in the Monday video, every team I'm using. They're all in the description. It's also pinned to the thing as well. Let's see, 253. That's why we cover it on the Monday video every single time. Unless that's not your question. Wait, someone has 3 million treasure maps? How's that even possible? Are there actually people that have over 1 million treasure maps? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't doubt that for a second. But 3 million's a little high. Like, I don't doubt there's someone out there who has literally 1 million treasure maps. The 3 million seems a little high. Because I think I'm at like 20-something thousand. Though it is definitely very possible to have way more than that. It depends how much you take tribute. Or not tribute. Actually, where do you get treasure maps the most from these days, now that I think about it? Because obviously no one's farming them. Yeah, that seems like a lot. Let's see. Though you can mass buy them with glory. Though I'm not sure why anyone would want to. You can't buy them for gold, but you can buy them for glory. You can infinitely buy them with glory for like 30 each. Though I'm not sure you'd want to waste like 90 million glory that way. Though you could. I feel like the only person who would try doing that is someone who wants to have like the most amount of maps of anyone in the entire game just for the fun of it. Like, there's probably someone trying to do that out there. Oh, why did I do that? I should have, I'm not sure why I did that in order. That was a really bad order. Yeah, there we go. Uh, 253, 253, 3. Gosh, it's like the 3rd or 4th bot. I know, Isabel's really fast. I'm not sure how she does it. Like, sometimes I don't even notice they're here, and she's already gone. Like, I could be, like, physically looking at chat, and then it's like, oh, she already got it. Like, before my brain even processes that it was there. Though it could also be because it's on the slower computer that I'm looking at chat, so it might have, like, a few second delay of what I'm looking at. But she's very quick. Yep, I was hoping that would kill. No, don't you dare run away. No! Oh, wow, he actually cast it twice and somehow did not run. There's one thing you do have to worry about with using King or any yellow spam. It's more relevant on Yellow Tower of Doom. But that does feed directly into Valraven if you miss. But we got a little lucky there. I don't think we needed that Valraven, you know, to get all the way there, but always good to have just in case. Oh yeah, can you boost your stats in this mode? You can. You actually can with spare ones if you wanted to. I would not advise it, because you don't really need to. But you can. It is an option to boost your stats in this mode. I almost keep forgetting that function even exists sometimes. I think it's mostly relevant if you're like really early on in the game and your stats are a bit lower and you kind of need to close the gap. But then at that point you wouldn't have the gems to do so. Like, it's kind of weird because when you don't have the stats but need the stats, you don't have the gems. But when you have the gems, you don't need the stats. It's just a weird situation, which makes it almost never used. Because if you actually need the stats, you don't have the gems to buy the stats. But if you have the gems to buy the stats, you are probably at the point in the game where you no longer need the stats to begin with. So it's a weird situation where it's almost never viable to get the extra stats. Unless you just really wanted to get event done quicker by using slightly higher amount of gems. Because for doubling your sigil costs from 1 to 2 every single time, you can get 50% extra stats. Which isn't a huge amount, but, you know, 50%, that definitely adds up. The amount of value you get from that. Because I feel like I barely casted this. I had it for the Bless, but it's mostly here for Perpetual Purple. But I'm casting it so little, I almost want to put Ishtar in front of it. Because realistically, at this point, I think it would just be better that way. Due to how little I'm casting it. I was originally thinking that, but I figured we might as well get the Bless beforehand. But, there's like no situation where we're really doing that, and it's getting enough blesses over the few turns it's taken to get everything rolling. That's already good to go. So I'm just gonna put it in last slot. Make a slight tweak to it. I was considering that initially, but didn't go for it. Because I figured since it was a new troop, I wanted to cast it some. But it's really not viable too. We really don't need the bless from it, even though it's a nice addition for the team concept. We more so just need it for its Yellow Storm. Which that is so strong we can do that now with any hero class, because you know what that means. You can run Barrier Brown on Hero while still having Perpetual Yellow, which is huge. You can also do it with Priest. It's going to be situational when you do it with Priest, but Priest has +2 Yellow, which obviously benefits quite heavily from having Perpetual Yellow Storm. Also, the thing that has Perpetual Yellow actually isn't bad. It's a full AoE with Bless Spam. Like, that's not the best thing in the game, but, you know, that's not an awful option. It's basically, assuming your team is pure yellow, it's a 4x cleanse with a 4x bless, while doing full AoE damage to the enemy that has boost ratio slightly. Not a good boost ratio, but some amount. Like, it's not bad. Like, obviously you're not using it for its damage, you're using it for its support. You're using it for the bless plus Perpetual Lightstorm, with like 90% of its value being Perpetual Lightstorm. But it does have some other value on it, which is kind of cool. What about using Herdmaster? Yes, Herdmaster could be pretty good. Herdmaster was like the original cleanser in the game. Back in the day, he was by far the most viable way to cleanse. He's still pretty viable in the current state of the game as well. But there was a point where he was literally like definitively the best cleanser in the game. That's not quite the case anymore, but he's still pretty viable, nonetheless. Speaking about things that are viable, hello Wild King. Oh yeah, I forgot to hand out the code for when we hit the halfway. Never mind, let me go do that. We are definitely way more than halfway now. Wait, let me go get you guys 2 codes. Well, 1 for now. The other one will be once we finish out Tower of Doom. Wait, let me go get you guys code number 1. My bad, my bad. 1 second. I'm trying to find out where this thing is. Yeah, let me go get you guys this code. And then we'll go get you guys the code as soon as we finish out Tower of Doom. And that's probably going to be the main thing we do this entire stream, just finish out the entirety of Doom. Oh no, another spam bot! Okay, let me wait a second for the spam bot to finish spamming before I post the code, just so it doesn't move it. There it goes. Okay. There's the code. You use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over here in the bottom left corner in settings is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code is right over there in chat. It's copy paste random numbers and letters starting with NW. And it gives the same word as always. True treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. There you guys go. Enjoy. And we'll have another one a little bit later. Also, this gem key still has the chance of the new Mythic. There is a 0.1% chance that you will get a Mythic from this. And enough of these keys are handed out that about 1 every 3 codes we hand out, 1 every like 3 or 4, someone will probably get a Mythic. So someone between like today and tomorrow with the codes we're handing out will probably get a Mythic from it. Though not everyone will be using the key instantly, obviously, because I don't need to. I already got it. But yeah, every like 3 or 4 codes, someone will get it. A gem key, I know, right? I always say anytime I see the word gem key now, or that phrase, I always think gen key, because I sometimes say it like gem key. Anyways, where were we? Let's finish out Tower of Doom. Then we'll hand out another code. 17. Where are we even at right now? We need a 3 and a 5, which are both the 2 bottom ones. You have no problem for the code. I'll have the other one in a little bit. And as NASA mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Also, I found it funny. Someone on the Monday video said I talk too quick again. I feel like that's a really common thing. I need to learn to talk slower. I just naturally talk so quick though. Especially when I already know what I'm going to be saying. Alright, 17. We have the room of a 3 and a 5. So let's take the 5 from over here. There's a 0% chance you, Daddy Shark, Default, or Defiant I mean, Clip Bomb, and several others will get a Mythic from the Q gem key. True. Let's see. I'll take that one over. Got a Valraven. Hopefully it dies quickly. Oh no. These Valravens are getting scary close to running every single time. Mostly because I keep feeding him a billion yellow every single time. Oh wait, no! I did that to try to cash Ashtara, but in doing so, I forgot that I moved Ashtara. That's a fail. That's kind of funny. I did that thinking that Ishtar was still in last slot. Though if anything, that kind of worked out better because it's not blocking it at that point. Anyways, 17. Now we already did everything here. We move on. What team did you mention, Genki? I didn't actually catch your video today. What team is it? I assume it's some kind of Wild King build. I only showed one variant. I didn't actually show multiple for him. I figured this would be good enough for the whole time. Though this use a Mythic some people might not have, though it's not required for this team. It's just one of the better options if you do happen to have it lingering around. At least for this particular setup. How did that kill? I'll go see what that team is real quick. Let's see. We copy that. Copy. Oh, what room are we even on? 18. 2 is the only one we need. Gorgotha, Wild King, Arc Proxy, and Fist of Heaven. Does Fist of Heaven have Yellow Storm on it? It's used with Stormcaller. Oh wait, duh. You get it off of Stormcaller class. I was like, does Fist of Heaven give us Yellow Storm? Because we kind of need Yellow Storm. And it's like, oh yeah, duh. Stormcaller does that, doesn't it? It would definitely work out. Arc Proxy for the yellow conversion. I was considering incorporating Arc Proxy. I did for the Friday Mythic video on him. I did not for the Yellow Doom version. Interesting using Gorgotha. I actually did not use Gorgotha tank for any of them. I mostly went with hero tanks instead. Because Barrier Brown. It does have 75% reduction, so you don't need to worry about first slot dying. But yeah, that would end up working out pretty well. And you have resummon for in front of Wild King so he doesn't die as well. Which is something we're actually missing from this one. And then you cast Arc Proxy as soon as you have mana for her, assuming you have alignment. Like right there. Yeah, unlike the other team where we go double skull, this one does only use one. I do not use a secondary skull spammer because I'm using a mana generator instead so we can get back to the skull spammer, which is kind of a similar premise. I'm using a Star to get the team rolling again instead of just throwing down a second skull spammer, which is a similar premise. Because they're both effectively doing the same thing. They're keeping whatever you're currently doing going. Also, I could have just killed with last slot earlier. I keep forgetting she's there now. Oops. Because we only need any poke to finish there. Oh, was that the only room we needed? 18. Yep. Gosh, we have so many empty rooms. That's also because we're not taking a haste. You have 13 key treasure maps. Kind of low since you've been playing at least 4 years. Yeah, I've been playing the entire time and I'm at like 26,000, so that's not too bad. That's still a pretty good amount. Honestly, anything over 10,000 is like an absurd amount of treasure maps to have. Like, it takes literal hundreds of hours if you wanted to use them all. So anything above 10,000 is pretty solid. After any amount of time. Please let me click. I hate when I accidentally click the wrong skull. Or the wrong gem in general. Because it like locks it into place. So you can't just swipe the other one. That's one thing that they actually did pretty good in Puzzle Quest 3, because if I'm not mistaken, they actually fixed that kind of weirdness. Because if you like click on a gem on Gems of War and then you try moving something else, like for example, let's say I want to move this gem. Let's say I want to move this gem to the right. Oh wait, never mind. Hold up. Why did that not work earlier then? Okay, so they do actually do that for Gems of War 2. Why does that not always work though? Because I was going to say, normally what happens is if you have a gem selected but you then drag another gem. Oh, I know why. It's when it's adjacent, it doesn't like doing it. I think that's the problem. When it's specifically adjacent to where you'd be moving. It doesn't let you do the input. Now, let's go take a yellow here. Unfortunately, he did get a kill there. And his Valraven's going to do Valraven things. That's a big miss. Oh, we're actually going to lose for once. Really? A loss? Luckily, Stara could do Stara things. Imagine winning off of just a Stara. Imagine infinite looping off of just a Stara. Almost. It came close. It tried. It really tried. It was definitely considering it. Could do this first. We don't get any extra boost ratio because of how it works. Could do that to damage pressure, because our skull is still really high. But this is the only bad thing with a setup like this, is if it does fall apart, we do have to worry about that. Luckily, we have near infinite loop. It's not actually infinite, but gosh, is it doing its job pretty well. No, I should have went for the AoE first. He's gonna run away. You know how many Valraven casts we've seen without it running? We're so lucky on that right now. It's like the billionth Valraven that didn't run away. I'm doing it this way just to make sure I don't actually give him yellow to kill us with. There we go. Good old Stara. At least that's technically a benefit of keeping it in last slot. Keeps it a little bit safer. But yeah, that's a little bit unlucky there. One way around that's to run a tankier hero class too. Like we can run Elementalist if we want to. The problem with that is we give up half mana start. But it is an option. Oh, I just realized something too. I'm still running pure armor, aren't I? I never changed my metal setup. That would also explain why we're having a bit of that issue. We're actually running 24 armor instead of anything relevant. Alright, they are starting to hit us a little hard, so we might want to reconsider slightly. Oh, he just drained the thing I need not drained. I'll take that then. He'll poke us, that's fine. Oh, we're gonna have to do it again! Okay, we are getting to the point where we actually do need something a bit tankier then. This is the second time in a row now. So mostly because I got really unlucky. But also because I just realized I've been running the wrong metal setup this entire time with this team. I've never for a single battle yet been using the right setup for this team. Whoops. We should be running 8 magic into 20% start. We have neither of those two things equipped. Let's see. He's not going to passively gain mana, unfortunately. I wish he also had Bless. That'd be cool. Though also way too broken. Though also pretty cool. It's nice to see your star do something useful for once, though. Like, this is a troop that generally did not have much of a purpose in the past. Still doesn't. But this particular team actually isn't doing too bad. Only problem is we're about to die now. Yeah, finally gonna lose one. Which doesn't normally happen. But that's one slight downside of Wild King if we don't have the proper support for it. Easiest way to not die, switch to Elementalist and switch to the actual correct banner setup. Both of which I think we're gonna go do. We should have already had the correct, or not correct banner, I meant correct, what's it called? Alright, well, we're gonna risk it with this. But correct metals, I mean. The only problem with this board is there's a good chance we miss, but I'm still gonna try for it. Alright, 1 mana short, that's very unfortunate. I'm gonna take purple because I don't want to do it off yellow. No! No! Okay, we lose now. We do indeed lose. Wouldn't that be funny if this troop could actually solo the rest of the battle? It technically could. I don't have high confidence that it would. But we're gonna try, because we can. I'll take that over. We have 1 Enraged Skull Poke, which I wish was enough to kill. That would have been so huge if it was. If I could just double pressure him down right here, I think we're good to go. Because that will stop his armor gain. And then we're in a really safe position. I don't have a oh, I do have a Cascaded Drop. That's actually really big as well. I'll take that. Take that down. Go poke us with his only barrier. Good, take yellow so he doesn't. Move that over. Come on, where's our win condition? Take a yellow. There it is. That's all fine. Okay, let me go change everything to be correct now. So a couple things need to change. For one, we are still using the wrong metals. I forgot to change that earlier. Secondly, let's go change to Elementalist or something. We sacrifice half mana start, but we're getting to a point where we need the tankiness. Because we can still run this team. We just need to run it with a tankier class. The other alternative is go like Gorgotha or something similar. We're on 20. Take the 3 battle. And luckily, this mode does stop scaling at 25, which is nice. Now we'll change Elementalist, and we're good to go. I think this is all the change we need to do. Alright, now we're running the correct metals, and we're running a hero class that won't die on us as easily. At least in theory. Only problem is book does get up a little slower. But once it's up, it's not going to be much slower. Valraven is going to try escaping on us, so creating yellow there is actually can't possibly backfire then. How on earth has a Valraven not escaped us yet? It was like the 6th cast and it still hasn't. He's about to do his 7th. There we go. Imagine 2020 saying Titan is not tanky enough. I know, that's kind of funny. Titan is still pretty tanky. Sentinel was always tankier than it. But due to how Elementalist works, it's technically the tankiest of all due to Entangle existing on it with a billion other things like Freeze and stuff. Because Freeze technically makes you tankier. In the sense that they can't like infinite turn spam you. Or at least there's a higher chance they won't infinitely turn spam you. They'll still find a way. But it is a lot less likely it will occur if they're frozen. Also, we got that many extra turns and only one thing on his team got frozen. That's actually quite impressive. Though in all fairness, he does have 2 imperviouses. Which would explain why. Also, I just realized something with Astora in this mode. You actually start with 4 times Bless. I never really thought about that synergy with Astora. Because that's a lot more relevant now that you can actually start almost all modes. Well, not all modes, but you know, the entirety of Underworld with 4 times Bless. Astora actually got a bit more viable since the most recent patch. Not because it got changed at all, but because you start with 4 times Bless now, always in Underworld, basically. Well, not always, but you know, if you have the potions for it, you do. Which is not something you were able to do before. That's the degree you can do it now. Also, looks like we might get a flawless Tower of Doom, because we haven't actually lost yet. We came close, but we haven't lost any Valraven or haven't lost any battle. At 21, we only need 3. Looks like there's a bunch more than 3, but it is only 3. Also, I remember when 25 Doom seemed like it was kind of hard, but now there's so many more stats in the game where it's actually kind of easy these days. Not that it was like super hard in the past, but you know, like it put up a little bit more of a challenge. But obviously we've gotten more stats since then, and better synergies and more options to use, and Wild King existing. So throw that down. Also, I honestly, I really love this new Glory troop too, or yeah, not Glory, Event troop, the Event Key troop. This thing's actually pretty solid. I highly advise getting it. The drop table for the Kingdom is actually not that bad to begin with anyways. But now there's even more of a reason due to the new troop. It's actually pretty good. Oh, sorry, what was your question? Maybe Tessa is just happy to use the cool Lucking Dragon. Oh yeah, I like using the cool Lucking Dragon. We haven't had any use keys for it for so long. Oh, is someone suggesting an alternative? There is plenty of alternatives you could use other than this dragon. I just want to use the dragon. He hasn't been viable for anything for so long. And he finally is now. 21, and that's literally the only room. You love blowing up the board with... Oh yeah, you want me to use, yeah, Arc Proxy Evandra. That is probably the next best alternative if you have it. And by next best, I mean probably even stronger than this. Like, I believe my other team's a double skull spammer too. It's just this one's a single one. Because I'm using Star just for mana accumulation. Instead of running double skull. For something like Explorer, I run a double skull team. But for this, we're running single skull. Oh, why did I take that? I actually should have done yellow first. I mean, not taking that yellow there, I mean. It would have given us a higher chance of extra turning. Luckily, we still landed it. But at a lower chance of doing so. Oh, I didn't think that would be enough to kill. Whoops. That is, though. But yeah, Ishtara, I would generally say, is a pretty bad mythic. But due to things that happened in last patch and this new Perpetual Yellow Storm, I feel like it might have some potential now. It's still towards the weaker side of mythics, but it's a lot more likely you can get your Bless set up very quickly now while having some decent synergies. Because this troop definitely improved the viability of Ishtara. Because it's Perpetual Yellow, which is very useful on Ishtara, as well as 4 times Bless, assuming your team is all yellow. Or a lot of Bless otherwise. But I mostly want to use the newer stuff. Ishtara is technically not new, but its viability is new. It being not useless is new. Let's see, I'll take that over. Because half our team is literally stuff that came out this week, pretty much. This came out on Friday and still available now, and this came out today. There'll be plenty of times we'll be able to use Arc Proxy. I'll take that down. Did I not mention any Arc Proxy teams on Friday? I'm pretty sure I did. I know I was considering. I forget if I actually ultimately did or not. Because Arc Proxy is definitely good with this mythic. As you would expect. It creates yellow skulls, and Arc Proxy converts them all to Doom skulls. Or Uber Dooms, I mean. 22. So we take a 5, we take a 2. And then we'll go hand out a code once we hit the final floor. Or finish the final floor. Which we're almost pretty much there. Because we have a heroism, or we're about to get a heroism. We have like 2 or 3 fireballs. So we're almost completely done. Because the final stretch, the only anticlimactic thing about running Tower of Doom to only 25 is the final battles you do are literally like no battles at all. Because all the strongest battles that you're going to do, you're just going to heroism and everything. So you don't actually actively do them. Which means the final fight that you do is like multiple rooms before the actual final fight. Because the final fight just gets heroismed, assuming you have any amount of them. Wonders if Tacit has noticed Cookie impersonating the Count. Oh, I did notice that. What is he counting, though? I did notice that, but I don't know what he's counting. Let's see. 22. Oh, we did the 5, we did the 2, and now we move on. Mythic bingo. Take a yellow there. There's only a slight problem with not having half mana to start. Book doesn't get up quick enough sometimes. I don't like these options. Gosh, has our turn like almost not ended through that entire sequence? There's a lot of turnage. Oh wait, Valraven, no, don't run away. Good. So what, you just pulled 5 mythics? Like, that's pretty insane. I know, that is a lot of Wild Kings if they're all Wild King. You decide to get 5 more Wild Kings? That's insane. Realistically, I think you could do double Wild King. I was mentioning that on Friday too. I didn't bother for it. But double Wild King would work. Though he's so viable, I'm actually somewhat considering it. Should I? Should we go get a Wild King? Yes or no? Let's go pull it. Do you think it is viable to get a second Wild King? That's going to be the poll. Do you think it is viable to have 2 wild kings? Question mark. Yes or no? Whatever the poll says, we'll get. There we go. But first, let's finish Tower of Doom. Because we're pretty much done with it. Wait, how do we not have... Oh, yeah, duh. We get heroism on this floor. I was going to say, how do we not have a heroism? I know for sure we're getting one. Because I need to grab it right now. Heroism is on number... It is our second fireball. Perfect. So, yeah, we fireball that one. We fireball that one. We heroism that. So, this is the final floor we need to do out completely. Because every other floor, we're going to be fireball spamming or heroism spamming. So, we're pretty much already done. We only have like 7 fights left, I think. So let's do 5, 3, 2. So everything but 4. Hey, yes, of course. Ah ha ha. Two wild kings. Ah ha ha. Actually, how does he do his laugh? I actually kind of forget his laugh. I know how he counts though. I'll throw that down. Oh, I needed that troop. Well, the main reason I didn't want to switch to the team is I don't want to have to switch back Stormcaller. Because you don't have max Stormcaller, so it's going to change all my thingies. That's the main reason I didn't switch to it. It's one of the reasons I don't switch to a lot of teams these days. Is it always switches up the things I have set up. Let's see. 5, 3, 2. Let's see. Take the yellow one over. Yeah, I could always just set up the team manually. Which I'll go do for one of the later fights then. Actually, we could do it on the next one. I just need to manually put it in. Oh, I thought that would kill. Apparently not. Alright, we have one other room we need to do here. We'll do it for that one. It was everything before, so 2. Just double checking. Yeah, 2. And that should be the unlock then. Alright, let me go change the team. What was it again? It was Gorgotha. It was the good old Gorg. We need Gorg. We need Wild King, Wild K. Oh, it's already on my team, duh. I'm like, why won't it let me move it? We need Evandra. And we need Hero. What was the weapon? Fist of Heaven. I was about to type it first. But it is Fist. I was gonna say First of Heaven. And then we need Class of Stormcaller. And double check the perks are correct. Yeah, they're right. And then change banner. I think we want to run that way. We could run extra yellow. But I kind of just want to go explode spammy. I'm running 20% to 8 magic, which I think is relevant for this team as well. Alright, let's go mess with it then. We have infinite resummon. We have the main combo here, of course, is Wild King and then cast Evandra. It's going to do a lot of explosions. But yeah, I know what you mean about the fun thing. Because seeing her do like 1 billion Uberdoom skulls, it's really fun to see. Oh, Valraven might escape because of it, though. Nah, watch it finally escape. Oh, let's see. If I have Arc Proxy alignment, I think we go for it. Oh, we don't. That's bad. Let's hope this kills. Good, it does. Ideally, we have alignment here. We do. Always clear the board again and repeat the cycle. I kind of want to get our proxy mana to full first, but it's better to keep that for extra turn chance. Good old Gorgolfa tanking forever, as Gorgolfa does. Oh, he ruined my alignment. Luckily, we have 2 different board clear options for whenever that happens. Oh, I could have went for Evandra there. And then we kill it with the U-Bust. Yeah, the team definitely works. Very explodey. You have 3 things that can explode. 2 board clears and Evandra doing her thing. Yeah, it works out pretty well. That's not the team I need. Where's the one I was just using? Oh yeah, it was Yellow King. Hey, what banner? Yeah, that was the correct banner. Though I need to change it to Elementalist because this is what we're using it with now. And there's our team. This was the banner I was using, right? I'm pretty sure it was. Okay, 23. Yeah, the team definitely works out. Very explodey. I need 5 Wild Kings? No. We will get 2, unless we get lucky and somehow get more than 2. But we shall go get a second one. The poll has spoken. Oh wait, I forgot to change my team. Oops, I went through all that to go change my team, and then I forgot to go change my team. That's funny. Well, I guess we're trying it a second time. It's working a lot better this time, though. Getting a lot luckier on the skulls there. Also, it gets to maintain Uber Doom Skull, which is fun. It's a very fun storm. Okay, floor 24. I think we just fireball everything, right? Yes, we just fireball everything. So 5 and 2. So we do this, throw a fireball at you, boom, 5, done. And then we throw it on 2. And here's the final fight. The final fight. I'll switch back to our team we were using earlier. I don't know, should we switch to something safer? Oh no, we'll get enough extra turns, we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Like, the other one's way tankier to make sure we don't die. This one has more yellow spam to make sure we don't drop the loop. It's not an infinite loop, but you know, it's still a loop. I'm actually gonna go for a board clear here, so we can start getting it rolling. You can, instead of running 2 different skull spammers, we're just cycling back to the initial skull spammer. There we go. Good old Stara. Actually usable. There we go. That's the final room. Oh, actually, that's not the final room. This is the final room. And now we're done. That's the only problem with Tower of Doom. It's so anticlimactic at the end. Just throw a heroism normally, and then there we go. Boom. And that's as far as you need to go. That is the final one that gives you a forge scroll like that. Anything further does not give you the scrolls. So unless you were going for leaderboard, you just stop right here. This is, I would say, the bare minimum you'd want to do. We probably even see some people in our guild tied with us right now. Oh wait, did I skip one of the boons? Why does everyone have like an extra boon around me? But I'm pretty sure I took the 3 powers and that's it, yeah. Oh no, I guess they accidentally took one, I'm not sure. Maybe it was a magic one? But we don't normally scout those. But anyways, yeah. One other person did the bare minimum with us. But yeah, that's generally what you want to head for. Is just make sure this is floor 26. Because you need up to floor 25th completion. And as long as you did that, you completed out Tower of Doom. Anything lower than this, you have technically not completed out Tower of Doom. At least not all the loot. Even if your guild's already done with all the rewards. Which we're almost there. But even if we were all the way done with that, you still want to complete up to floor 25. As you get a forge scroll every single time, a yellow one. Meaning you would get 25 of them. Which is a really solid amount. And you can do that off of tier 4. Probably even a lower tier than that, but tier 4 you normally want to do for the weapon. Anyways, I said I'd hand out a second code. Let me go hand out a second code. And as the poll says, we will go get a second Mythic as well. The poll has spoken. It says double Wild King is viable, which is correct. So we shall go get a second Wild King. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother using any second Wild King anytime soon. But having it is nice. Because realistically, I don't think most Wild King teams need 2. Though it's definitely not bad to use 2 Wild Kings on one team. But there you guys go. Okay, let's go get this Wild King. That's not how you get Wild King. Wrong one. Let's see if we get it. Oh, so I should have opened one gem key to see if it would have been the one. Nope, he's not there. Okay, how many keys do you guys think? Let's see, 100? Let's keep track. 150. 200. 250. 300. 350. 400. The other one took us 550. 450. 500. Wouldn't that be funny if they're both 550? 550. Nope. 600. 650. Hey, 650. Okay, it took us 100 more than the previous one, but we got him. Okay, you know we have to do at least one team with double Wild King. We can't end without going a double Wild King build. Let's not do it in PvP, though. Let's do it in, like, Sword Edge or something. Let's see. Alright, so let's go build a weird team. I'm gonna go do it over top the low team. So let's go do double Wild King. Oh, not that. Wild King. Alright, double Wild King. I don't think there's any room for Arc Proxy here. I'm tempted to go, like, Thrall something. Probably Thrall with Hero. Reason I'm thinking Hero is Perpetual Yellowstorm. Because I actually really liked Perpetual Yellowstorm off the other thing. So what I kind of want to do here is Thrall into, like, Stormcaller with Weapon of Explodiness. Is there an explodey weapon of the brown-red variety? There definitely is. Type in the word explode. Just to bring up the ones. Okay, there's only one. Oh no, there's 2. There's one for Knights as well. There's one for the Veined Fields. Which one has the better effect? Barrier myself. Drain mana. Silence, extra mana. Random stats effect. Yeah, this one's better. I thought so, just making sure. Do we want to run Hero in first? No. Though we do want to run it like that or something similar. In case the first Wild King dies. And banner we have to change to double yellow something. Probably yellow-brown. What do you explode? You explode yellow. That's not ideal. Oh, actually, is that? Actually, that's not bad necessarily. So we want a +2 yellow, that one. There we go. Okay, let's run this. Perfect. Alright, let's see what this can do. Is it worthwhile to run double Wild King for this? Probably not. I still feel like the team we showed earlier was going to be quicker than this. However, it's not going to stop us from trying. See how it goes. So let's cast Wild King number 1. Mana accumulate everything. Wild King. Into a Wild King. Into a Wild King. Into a Wild King. Wild King died, so let's go cast Wild King. And there we go. It works. And we have infinite resummon if we need it. Bad functions. It covers every color too, oddly enough. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, that still worked out. Perfect. We do that. Get our mana going. Cast a Wild King. Unfortunately, it misses pretty hard. Do another Wild King. There we go. I still felt like the other one's quicker though. But it's fun to have double Wild King nonetheless. Yeah, this one's still my absolute favorite though. By far. But yeah, double Wild King's still pretty insane though. If you have a lot of resources, I would definitely consider it. Like, you definitely don't need double if you're low on resources. But if you have like more keys and you know what to do with, I would definitely say getting a second Wild King could be worth it somewhat. I feel like most teams won't use it, but there's definitely some number of teams that can get away with it. This team's still way quicker though, the single version of it. But there's going to be some niche instances where double Wild King will be viable into the future. So definitely worth getting, potentially. Only if you have the resources though. I would not bother getting a second if you're low though. But if you have more than you know what to do with, then it's probably worthwhile to get a second, potentially. Is there a weapon that summons wild folk? Yes, I think. No? Possibly? If there isn't, there will be at some point. That's Wild Plains. No. There's actually currently not a explodey weapon for wild folk. Oh, wait, isn't it normally based on Kingdom? But yeah, there's a double gem spawner for it, but there's not a summoning weapon for it. There's only the double thingy. But yeah, no explodey weapon for it that does a summon. At least not yet. It will eventually at some point, obviously. We'll be getting a lot of those explodey weapons lately. It's a very common new type of weapon to be added. They started with so few, and now like everything's gonna have it at some point. More resources than they know what to do with. Who could you mean? I know, right? How many power orbs do you have now? Anyways, guys, I think we'll end it there. But yeah, that's Tower of Doom. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. We're primarily going to be going and messing around with the faction and going from there. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Thanks for stopping by, as always. Greatly appreciated. Feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot. And I will catch you guys tomorrow night or whenever I see you guys again. Biggest thing that's happening this week, other than today, everything that happened today, is this Friday. We got Vault Event weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, great time to be farming. So definitely make sure to do so. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. And thanks for stopping by. Goodbye, everyone.